Happy birthday. That was
1 year.
amazing.
1 year.
All I could muster was one candle. For our 1 year.
For our
1
1
year.
year anniversary. I forgot to post this in Slack. Somebody, if you're watching here and you work at the same company as Drew and I, and you want to post the link to this channel in Slack, please do that so that they can come and join our 1 year anniversary of 100X Engineering with us. I will not wear this hat the whole time. Yeah.
I thought you were going to blow the thing again.
Here we go.
I shouldn't have said anything.
I didn't know it has 2 pitches to it, actually. Today I learned. We got some tasteful happy birthday here. We got some dinosaurs here. It definitely wasn't my birthday last week, so I didn't have all this stuff planned. No, I did not have a dinosaur birthday. I had a train birthday. My daughter had a dinosaur birthday.
Sure.
Yeah. I could go get the trains if you like. Welcome to 100X Engineering, the show where we are now 1 year old. We've done like 22 of these. 23, but y'all didn't see one because it was done in secret. The hidden episode. The show where you will learn to be a not 1X, 10X, 11X, but 100X engineer and all the principles and concepts that go with that. I am your host, Carter Hesterman. This is my co-host.
I am Drew Johnson.
Drew, you need like a middle name, like Carter Story Points Hesterman. I'm Carter Story Points Hesterman, based off of episode 21 when we chatted with Devin Lynchell about story points because they make you the best engineer. You're Drew Muscles Johnson. I don't know.
Yeah, I'll take it. That's probably the best nickname you've given me so far.
Thank you. I don't remember giving you any other nicknames. So
that's good. Let's keep that way. Drew Muscles Johnson.
Drew Muscles Johnson, DMJ. Love the new intro. Did I show that up there? Oh, no. Thank you, Jum. Shout out to Tyler Peterson for the new intro. I just love the music. I'm like jiving with it. The explosion at the end like makes me laugh every time. It's gold.
It was awesome.
Pure gold. I was like, Tyler knows me and what I value when he did that. So shout out to Tyler. So yeah, 1 year. Well, I thought about doing a kind of a recap show, but I was just so excited to chat with our guest today. I'm like, man, maybe we'll do that later. 1 year anniversary. The past 2 weeks since we chatted last, I went skiing with the CEO on Friday. This is my monocle. This is my glass of wine. Here, I'll use my hydro flask. Went skiing with Erkong on Friday, and he did really well. It was really bad weather for the first half of the day. Thought I lost him in a whiteout. It's like, here goes one person, here goes the other person. Oh no, where's the boss? Like,
oh wow.
Business continuity and disaster recovery plan. So he was not showing up, and then he showed up fine. He was just went a different way, and I just was waiting the wrong way for him. So
yeah, that's crazy. That sounds pretty intense. Skiing is hard.
You'd be fine at it if you'd be good at it if you haven't already done it. So. But thank you. Yes, it is hard. Very hard. Yeah.
Still quite the flex.
Yeah, absolutely.
The CEO.
Going down double diamonds with Erkong. So, Jason.
That's impressive.
Show sometime. Yeah, that was fun. Did you do anything interesting?
Not nearly as interesting as that. No, I just probably got food poisoning from some delicious Mexican food. Might I add, just maybe undercooked slightly.
So, should we bill them for your unattendance at work for the past day and a half? Say, hey, you made one of our best engineers sick, so this bill is for you.
Is that how that works?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Here's your lawsuit for feeding our engineers poorly.
Just like a reimbursement request from them.
I'd feel bad. It was not their fault. I ate too much. Who knows? But I'm better, and I'm back.
Did you? But I'm glad you're back. I will expect you to make up all the work that you missed. Just kidding. That's a joke. We don't do that here at Jupiter One. Because we get time off. It is time off. It's not time debt. Did you? So we didn't. You weren't a part of the pre-show notes yesterday, or the pre-show prep call. Did you get my reference in the title of this episode? 6 seasons in a movie.
No. I just tried my hardest.
I made a joke earlier and it went straight past Drew and everyone else's head. Nobody got it. I won't repeat it here. 6 seasons in a movie. Today, we're going to be talking about Community and engineering Community. Have you seen the TV show Community? Raise your hand if you've seen the TV show. Their joke is 6 seasons in a movie. It's great for SEO if you have really dumb episode titles like these ones. People will be able to find it absolutely. But hey, maybe somebody's looking for Community and they accidentally stumble on 100X Engineering. They're like, wow, I want to be an engineer now. So cool. We'll roll with that one.
Sure.
Before we get into the topic and introducing our guest, though, we're going to introduce a new bonus segment. Drew, did you come prepared for this? Because if not, I can make something up.
Oh no, you're gonna have to give us a. You're gonna have to handle this one.
Moving forward on the next, we're gonna be trying a few different things.
Please don't fire me.
Well, it's okay. You got sick. We'll fire the food place that you ate at that made you sick. We're gonna move forward with having a few different things in the show. We'll be adding to the show regularly, so it should look different 3 months from now than it does today a little bit. So the first bonus segment that we're gonna have is a fun fact in the gaming industry or tech industry. I said I could make something up, but I am coming up dry. So we might do this in 2 weeks. Drew,
We could circle back to this segment. Let's circle back to it later in the show. I think we'll have something.
We'll get an interstitial, I think is a word I heard used to describe that as well. So
fancy.
More explosions, honestly. Do you want to intro our guest?
I would love to. We are getting joined by a fabulous senior engineer and team lead here at Jupiter One. Just an all-around amazing person who is from Florida. Let's welcome Sam Hall to the show.
Sam Hall, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, how's it going?
Top of the list of things about Sam. Sam is from Florida.
I feel like I covered everything, right? That's about
Florida
it.
Man.
That's like third on the list of bullets that I had for Sam, but we'll go with it. Sam, are you from Florida, or are you just currently residing in Florida?
I moved here, or my family moved here when I was 9 months old. So basically from Florida.
Cool. What was the name of the street you grew up on?
Arlington Street.
What's your mother's maiden name?
I'm not
Sam, stop. Sam, we work at a cybersecurity company. What are you doing?
Strat's got one of them. Sam, tell us a little bit about yourself aside from the fact that you're from Florida.
My name is Sam Hall, and I'm from Florida. I am a Florida man. So I
talking about way more than I think it's ever come up. I know.
Yeah. All right, about myself. I am a back-end engineer here at Jupiter One. I'm the team lead over the Janus squad, and we're responsible for like the compliance app, policies app, and alerts app. So doing a lot of work there, making them awesome is what we do. Other than that, outside of work, my wife and 2 kids keep me pretty busy. I recently started playing music again, so that's been really fun. And I just started doing jiu-jitsu about a month ago. I got my first submission yesterday, which was pretty dope. But I don't know if he let me get it or not, but I'm still counting it, and it felt good.
That's incredible. What's a submission?
So like a choke or getting the one I did was called a Kimura. So you like chicken wing their arm and like hyperextend the shoulder.
Cool.
Yeah.
You'll have to show me next time we have an on-site.
All right.
And then you'll have to do it against Drew Muscles Johnson, and we'll see.
Final boss.
Yeah.
No martial arts training whatsoever, so you would win immediately.
Well, you have the muscles.
Right.
Oh, I think we might have just had Tyler come and clutch with me. Just like upon Angel's Wings, something was dropped in my inbox here. Random video game facts. Thank you, Tyler. Oh no, discover trends before they're trending is gonna make me sign up for an account. Here we go. All right, gonna pick one at random here. Home gaming console statistics. Home gaming consoles are. Let's see. There are more than 100 million Xbox Live users worldwide. We'll go with that one random fact for that, but I will find a better one for later. So stay tuned. Hey, here's a random fun fact. Up until the creation of Fortnite, Minecraft was the longest running Xbox Live first place. Most users active at a given time for 5 or 6 years in a row. Since it came out, it was top tier. I don't know what it is now. It might still be Fortnite. It might be Roblox. I don't know. So if anybody wants to find that out for me, please fact check that. Sam does jiu-jitsu. Sam also has, you have a 7-string guitar, right?
I do not. I have a 6-string guitar.
I always think it's a 7-string guitar.
I used to have 7-string strings on it.
That's what it was.
It's in E standard now.
Okay. Sam has a 6-string guitar that Carter always mistakes for a 7-string guitar because it looks metal. Play a band.
So,
It's pretty cool. Used to play in a band from Florida. Got to mention that again. I think that's pretty much so. Like, let's roll the credits. We're done. No, let's dig into our topic. But I guess before we dig into our topic, I'm going to briefly introduce the game. So today we will be playing LOL Beans. Found this one while I was vacationing in Idaho last week. No, I don't want to play it. I want to play with you all. Raise your hand in the chat, or F's in the chat if you've played Fall Guys and no longer play that because it kind of went the way of the world and died. F's in the chat for Fall Guys, please. Your specs. But this is off-brand Fall Guys, lolbeans.io. I'm going to drop a link here in the chat. Feel free to join us. Thank you, Ryan Willis. We got it. But if you want to join our party and play with us, feel free to. It's pretty much just like American Gladiator with a jelly bean looking person and really bad graphics and bad latency issues, honestly. This is like perfect for the 100x. So I'm going to wait for a few people to join us. I'm going to change the region to US East since that's where most of our 2.4 million viewers reside. And if you die, fair warning, you have to wait until everyone else in the party loses and you're just kind of stuck watching until we all lose. So, okay, I got to hear this. Sam has a wicked tip about super glue for newbies learning the guitar. Sam, please impart your wisdom onto us. 100x guitar.
Yeah, you just put super glue on your fingers. So if you don't have the calluses yet, just make some with super glue.
That is so hardcore.
I can't tell if that's for real or not. It's like,
yeah.
Sam, help! I can't get my hand off the guitar.
Yeah, definitely wait till it dries before you like start playing.
Oh, okay. That was an important step to mention.
Don't like touch your fingers together or touch anything. I super glued my hands to a rugby ball in college, and it was like I had to like go to the hospital. I don't remember why I had super glue in a rugby ball, but yeah. So, and Julia thanks you, by the way. I don't know if you saw that in the chat, but that's excellent. So that's our bonus segment. That's our fun fact for the day. Not tech or video game related, but Guitar Hero is a video game. All right, I think we got a few people in here playing with us. I'll give it another minute or so, but let's tear into kind of the content for the day. So why don't you talk about community, building and engaging, building content in the community, engaging with it, consuming content. Sam, you recently wrote a post that gained some traction about software engineering being a human endeavor. I'm going to drop the link for this in the chat here. But this was really interesting. It got a lot of reaction from people in the community. Do you want to kind of briefly summarize what you meant by software engineering being a human endeavor? Most of the people watching the show, most of our 2.4 million followers have read this, I'm sure, but for maybe the new ones who haven't, please.
Yeah. So for me, like, I'm always trying to like figure out. There's like a suite of best practices, like I don't know, test-driven development, continuous deployment, continuous integration, like work in small batches, like, but like, why does it matter? And for me, it's like we're humans and we have to work together. And if you have this really long feedback loop between everything, you can't work together effectively. So like everything is centered around being really like, you gotta like trim the feedback loops. I'm not playing this game at all.
It's hard, isn't it?
It's so hard. This one's a tough one to play. I can tell the instant you started playing, like, oh no, I should have told Sam he doesn't need to actually play the game. So Drew actually
yes. If you heard me not talk for like 10 seconds, it's because I'm trying to figure out how to move.
We forgive you. I like the concept of like humans are going to be like, code is like the way that we're communicating with each other, like both the computer and like future developers. And like keeping that in mind is like I'm writing code not just for like the computer or for me, but like also for like the future people who are going to interact with this, whether I'm at this company or not still. And I think that's a very it sounds like so obvious when you say it, but it's so often like ignored and overlooked in like the way that we write our code. Like there's plenty of code I've like thrown over a wall and like I did not think about other humans when I wrote this code.
Yeah.
That ties into kind of the goal of your article as well, right? Hey, you're out. You didn't qualify, so you can focus now.
Yeah, I'd say like that, and like okay, like it's not can your code work today? It's can your code work today, tomorrow, 6 months from now? Like, is someone gonna be able to change it? Like all of these questions need to be taken into account, and like if you can't change this code in 6 months, you've lost all your leverage. like for building out this application, like things that you should be able to do, you can't do, or will take like an extremely long amount of time. So I think like just getting that like crystal clear in your head that like you're communicating with your colleagues, other people, programmers, business people, like everything you do is communication, basically.
Yeah, I really like that. And I like how the article kind of alludes to the fact that there's a million different abstractions that we use to make it seem so complicated. But really, like you said, when it boils down to it, we're building these things that other people need to be able to use and also work on at some point. And that's kind of it. It's all just a bunch of fancy in between that's makes it complicated.
It's hard.
Or I'm catching up. Oh man,
behind you, dude. They got a Pepe the Frog, dude. He's just getting in my way. How did you decide on? So I guess what kind of prompted you? This isn't your first article you've written, right? Like, what's prompted you to start kind of contributing to the community in this way?
Yeah. So like, I've written several articles, but most of them are I'm trying to think through something or like why something matters or how something works, and I have probably like, I don't know, 20 like half written articles that I'd like to get out at some point. But for me, like writing is thinking. So unless I write it all down and kind of organize my thoughts around it, like I really haven't thought through everything fully. And even then, you can come back to iterate on it. But thinking through stuff is really the reason I write.
It's tough. One of my goals from a couple years ago was like I want to speak at a conference. Which I have done a couple times now, but the hardest part, hands down, did it just like kick me? Oh shoot. Okay. I rage quit. I'm gonna lose in this one so that we have something to watch at least. Dang it. But yeah, finding a topic for like a talk or like an article is like really tough. Which comes first, like the experience or the article? Like, do you have something you're like, wow, I really like that. I'm gonna write an article about that. Or do you just kind of like have to sit down and like intentionally think through like what you're going to write an article about?
I think it comes like organically. It's usually like something I'm trying to like think through or like, yeah, I guess that's like the best answer is I'm trying to gather my thoughts around the given topic, or like if I disagree with something, it's like, why do I disagree with it? Or if I see like a common, sometimes like, there will be like a popular topic like ChatGPT. Like, I mean, like ChatGPT's been everywhere for the past weeks. And like sometimes I'll disagree with something and I'm like, well, why do I disagree? And what is like the underlying thing that is actually happening? Like a good example is like testing. Like some people are like really anti-mock, but other people are like mocks are good. And it's like, well, like what is the difference there? You know what I mean?
Right. Drew, have you written any articles or spoken on anything or done anything or contributed to the community?
Don't phrase it like that. I've definitely suffered from. I've made attempts, and I think I've written things that I haven't published, and I suffer from maybe it's imposter syndrome of like not wanting to be embarrassed about the things I post. Which sounds like Sam. I mean, your writing is amazing compared to mine, so maybe that's not an issue, but you've overcome that, and I think that's really smart. Because the little bit I've done, you do find that value from it where it's like, I don't know, the thing that came to mind was like, as you're writing pseudocode, commenting out something you're about to build, you get so much value from breaking it down in a different format than you're about to use. And I feel like that you get that same thing if you're writing about something that's, is complex. So yeah, I aspire to be like you, Sam. I want to do this.
I aspire as well. Sam, were you going to say something? Sorry.
Yeah. I definitely like echo that sentiment. Like a lot of times, like it's weird because when you write an article, it always sounds like so authoritative, but I wish I could be like, this is what I think about this right now. And maybe that will change, but this is the way I'm thinking about it right now. And like, I don't know if I'm right, but this is how I think about it. And I wish like I could add that like giant asterisk to everything I put out. But yeah, putting yourself out there is like weird, but also like, even if you are wrong, people love to correct you. So maybe you'll learn something too. So I don't know.
Yeah. That's the best way to get feedback on something is to post something incorrect online, like post a bad Stack Overflow answer to ensure you get someone correcting you with the right answer.
Yeah.
That's really good. That's genius. I remember one of my, good heavens, these oranges are unforgiving.
Quote from the show.
I think only, I'm eliminated again. I'm trash. Drew, did you get out? Sam, are you out?
I'm out. Yeah, we're all just chilling.
I'm gonna make a new lobby for us to join. I think one of my first articles I wrote, which was like I decided to start with like mega article. I'm gonna drop a new link in here if anybody wants to. It's in the chat for you and Sam. Was how to freelance, because I got asked a bunch of questions frequently of like, Carter, how do you do this? I don't freelance anymore, but I used to do it in tandem with my full-time job. After I had kids and started working at Jupiter One, I was just like, gonna focus on this. But it's like, how do you find clients? How do you price yourself? How do you track work? How do you get it done? How do you handle deadlines? And like, I got these questions so often. I was like, I think there's the makings of something here that would be like a good topic to write about. And so I feel like that's like one category of things that like you can write about. If like if there's a question that you get frequently and that you are the authority on, like in whatever domain you're in, then you're able to. Oh wow, we got a few people here. Sweet. Do it one more minute. That's like a good indicator. But I feel like there's other ones where it's like if you do something cool, like we're probably going to have an article coming out here at Jupiter One about a cool tool that we are using now and how that's going to like level up our development workflow. And that's something that's like interesting to the community, hopefully, of like, here's something thought-provoking that's going to change the way you look at what we did. So if you do something interesting, like something weird or out of the norm, or if you're doing something and people are like seeing it and asking it questions, those are two kind of my gauges of should write about this or talk about this. You guys have any other thoughts on like what would be a good barometer for that?
No, I think that's like
in the chat as well. Oh, we have Hamza Khan Gaming saying hi to us. Hamza Khan, I hope that's how I say it. Greetings, hello. Pleasure to have you here. Come play LOL Beans with us.
Beans.
It's such a lame name. I mean, it's a great name. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think you're pretty spot on with like that's a good reason to make content. I also like I hear from other content creators that like you just need to make stuff if you feel like making it and not overthink it. Because like chances are someone's going to find it useful if you're posting online and you kind of know what you're doing. And even if not, it's good practice. So.
Yeah. I think it's something that people forget as a skill. It's like, oh, you either like are good at making content or not. And it's like, well, no, actually got it. Yeah, you do have to start somewhere, and just making content is the best way to get good at making content.
Yeah.
Has that been your experience, Sam?
I think so. Like, no, that my experience is totally. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, I think so. Like, for me, it's like I've been doing this a lot recently, but it's like it's not like the number of hours you put in; it's like the number of repetitions. So like, if I make it a habit just to write, or at least like open up Notion and look at an article, I'll usually like write a few things down, even if they're really high level. Like, okay, why is this like this? And then I can just start like riffing from there, and then something usually develops like organically, and then I can put it out when it's ready. But
you mean we were so close?
I feel like, oh man, okay, we'll see if anyone made it. Wow, Sam, you made it, and you were talking at the same time.
He was talking.
Yeah, that's impressive. Yeah, you got 6th place. You destroyed. I think. What was the thing I was going to say? Oh, I think like the repetition of like taking it from end to end and like finishing an article is we're gonna find you and spectate you. That's an important one. Like, yeah, you can spend a bunch of hours on one thing, but if you like take it from end to end and like finish it, I think I agree with you. I think that's an important exercise. Good nuance. I kind of want to shift gears just a hair. Let me pull open back my notes, but I'll pull back open my notes. So articles and conference talks are like two of the ways. As like a consumer, what are some like, you know, if I'm not necessarily looking to like put stuff out into the community, I'm more of just like wanting to like engage with the development community. Like, what are some of the other places that I can go to? And why should I care about going to them? I guess 2 separate questions. We can pick which one we want to answer first. And you can keep jumping over the trapeze. You don't have to actually answer this one. Drew, if you want to answer it, go ahead.
I can step in because Sam's killing it, so we don't want to lose. I know one of them for me is Twitter, which is a little bit of a dangerous one because I know that's like not always, unless you have your content really narrowed down, you can go down rabbit holes in Twitter that are not exactly good content for software engineering. I don't know. You mentioned conferences. Podcasts, I guess, is another one big for me. I don't know if y'all listen to any podcasts, but I feel like I get a lot of good tidbits from those.
Newsletters. You mentioned newsletters. I feel like podcasts are like Twitter accounts. I feel like we need to be like dropping them in here, but that's like free publicizing for them. But like if they're good, then we should publicize them. I agree. I think Twitter is an interesting one because like you just get information, whether it's good information or bad information. Like I would never have known that like signals were a thing that's coming in React unless I was like following people that are like highly opinionated on React. Syntax FM, is that a podcast?
That is a podcast. That is a great podcast.
Yeah, thank you, Julia. I will add that to my list. Feel free to drop your other recommendations for newsletters, podcasts, or people to follow on Twitter. I realize I have to be careful. Like I've blasted a couple of people on Twitter who are like, some person who was like, TypeScript, like you don't need to learn TypeScript. Like 99% of the web doesn't use TypeScript. And if you're looking for a job, don't be fooled by all the people saying use TypeScript. And I like unloaded on him. I was like, yeah, if you want a job, like, you know, maintaining like a CMS or like doing something like WordPress or like HTML and CSS, that's cool, that's fine. But like go and look at like the jobs that are like the ones that people want, that have like good work-life balance, like good pay, good benefits more or less, and like TypeScript is like listed pretty common across this. Yeah, if you're going off of like the web, yeah, the web is old and most of the web. TypeScript is very new, but I need to not be an ass.
Oh no, so you're controversial on Twitter is what I'm hearing, and
because like I go to these conferences and like usually like I get a few people that follow me from it, and I was like I don't know if people actually want to like see me engage with people in this way. As long as I'm being nice, I guess, but also, you know, if I get controversial, sometimes I'm not nice.
Yeah, that kind of discourse is mostly good as long as you're not being too aggressive. I feel like it's good.
I really like YouTube. Like YouTube is just awesome. You can watch like any conference you want. Like there's tons of like good like software engineering channels and and books. I feel like books are really overrated. Like they're not like explicit content, but you know, a lot of people have been doing this for a long time and have written books, and they're really good.
Books are overrated or underrated?
You said overrated. Do you mean underrated?
My bad. I mean underrated.
That's a hot topic. Let's tear into this.
I know, I was ready. I was like, I read a lot of good books on engineering.
These are our sister podcast. Quote, let's unpack this. Cybertherapy, check them out. Streaming Tuesdays every other week. First and third Tuesdays of the month. Podcast 100x Engineering is a good podcast if you want to learn more about tech. We are the community. Some of you might ask, why are you guys doing this? Or why are you all doing this? Oh, whoever named themselves story points gets 10 points. 10 story points awarded to that player. Sam and or Drew, please join us so we can kick this off again, because I have a hankering to LOL beam that cannot be satiated until the LOL.
Joining now.
Thank you. I think there's a lot of different reasons to like contribute. So I think like making a like YouTube show seen by the masses. Oh no, where did Drew go? Did he just exit out? We're gonna rock without Drew. Drew's having technical difficulties. But hey, hopefully he's in the game. We'll just rock with him. But yeah, I make this specifically like we do this because it's a valuable like recruiting tool. Like a lot of times people will look at this and be like, oh, like these are the people that I'd be working with. No, thank you. Or sometimes like, you know, be like, okay, yeah, Sam seems like a cool person. All right, welcome back, Drew. Tyler, if we could get Drew brought back on stage, that would be helpful. Drew Muscles Johnson, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back.
Nice to be here.
But yeah, I think there's all sorts of different reasons. So I do think like recruiting, like building an engineering brand, there's plenty of companies that I know about because they make content out there that's like interesting articles on how to use Apollo or Terraform, and I have a lot of respect for those companies, and like makes me as an engineer like be like I would work for them. Like they put out cool stuff, whether they actually are good or not. This is we got a Squid Game going on here. Okay.
Well,
okay, that's wild. I love this. Okay. You got to stop moving when it turns around.
Oh.
you gotta wait. That's incredible. Okay. This is so good. I love this.
This thing is creepy.
Oh, it's way creepy. Have you seen Squid Games?
Oh, I have not watched the game actually.
Oh yeah, that's what it is.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I went too early.
Like the only person I've seen it.
Oh, this is hard. Okay, where's my notes go? Let's see. So, what are some of the articles? Hey, okay, what are you guys' opinions on meetups? Have y'all ever attended a meetup? Do you have opinions?
Not really. Again, something I wish I would have done more of or would do more of. They're kind of scary. Like
Yeah, I'll agree with that.
have you? I mean, or Sam?
Actually, I've spent like a decent amount of time at meetups. Sam, have you done any?
Yeah, there's like a local group here in Pensacola that I've gone to a couple meetups. It's like a weird mix, but overall it's pretty cool. I'd like to get more involved though.
What would like encourage you or like want you like make you want to go to a meetup? I guess maybe that's the right question I want to ask. Like, I don't know. What's the point?
Yeah, for me, like I live in Florida, and it's not like Raleigh or like Silicon Valley. There's not like a ton of like cool tech stuff here. So like for me, it's like meeting other developers and like networking with them like in the community. And then like you said, like those opportunities for like smaller scale, like conference talks or presentations and that kind of stuff.
Yeah. I think I was gonna say it's like a good like proving ground if you want to start like gearing up towards or getting like consuming things of like people just like you who are creating articles or like speaking at conferences. If you want to like get some practice speaking, it's usually a good smaller scale thing, which might be good or bad depending on what your preferences are. Like having an intimate group could be a lot more intimidating to speak in front of, especially if you don't know them. I went to meetups originally with the intent to like have it be kind of a recruiting endeavor and like network. Mostly because like I work for a North Carolina company as a member of the Salt Lake City community here, and there's like two problems with that. Of like one, I'm not building my network usually out here, which is like I need that for the role I'm in, and two, like I want to be like there's a lot of talent here, and I want to like be able to go and like hear their thoughts and learn things from them. It's been interesting. Like COVID kind of disrupted all the meetups I was going to. Like I was going to them pretty regularly, and there were like some good ones and met some interesting people, and I'd see them at conferences and chat with them. I don't know how much business value there actually was, but like maybe down the road there is value from knowing these people and like we want to work together. We bump into each other. Bumped into one of the maintainers of Single Spa there, and like was able to have like a relationship with them as I was pestering them about how we set it up back in the day. So that was useful, I guess. We use Single Spa pretty heavily. But all right, we got about 7 minutes. I guess any other thoughts on meetups? Nothing. Yeah, it's kind of a dry topic. If you're to organize a meetup of your own, what would you do?
Just thinking about that after you mentioned it, I think I would want some kind of engagement event because I think one of the intimidating things to me is just showing up and just like raw networking is kind of scary. Like there's just all these people here and I'm just supposed to talk with them and like engage. Like that's hard because we're typically antisocial people as engineers. That's the stereotype, at least. I don't think we are here as much, but I would maybe like something like a team building activity type where it's like maybe a coding challenge or something to do, like some kind of trivia game, something that would engage you in a less direct way with others. That'd be kind of exciting to me, I guess. I don't know what that looks like exactly.
Would you organize that and create it?
I mean, if I'm too scared to attend a meetup, so probably not. But maybe at some point in the future when I
would come to that.
Yeah, like something like we did on one of our on-sites, like the what was the coding challenge we had was very engaging, and it like we built tank AIs to battle each other. That was very engaging, but it wasn't like it was fun.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. I think most of the meetups I've gone to have been like not just like networking. They'll usually have like a lightning talk and everything, but I guess it is like a decent amount of networking. But I think you're onto something there. Of like if you have like a fun thing that you could engage with, like trivia night, but like with engineers on something silly. or like a little mini hackathon that's like an hour or two long. That's a good idea. I might actually steal that. If anybody here in the Salt Lake Valley or anywhere else wants to create a little miniature hackathon with like 1 or 2 hour challenges that I can do like once a month, I would happily attend that. I think I know a lot of people that would want to attend that as well. So, all right, we're gonna get one more room going. Same link as last time, MRGMM. Feel free to join if you want. Shout out to Story Points. I think they were in our party and they got second place last time, so that was cool. We're repping the 100X pretty well there. Sam, do you have any plans for like future content that you're going to create that you can like tease us with?
Yeah. All right. So I am a TDDer, and I really like it. And I feel like people miss the point with it so hard. And I'm going to make a guide that lets you know how to do it and is not super dogmatic. Like there's like 2 types of people. Like there's the dogmatic people that do test-driven development, and they're really annoying because I feel like they just drive everyone away. And then there's the people that say like it's worthless and don't do it and you don't need it. And I don't think that's right either. And it's in the middle, basically. But
that's the development for the common engineer.
Yeah, people only show you how to do it with like the easiest case. Like they don't show you how to use like mocks or like when to use mocks, when not to use mocks. Like how do you do it? You know?
That's interesting. I like that.
I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, actually, me too. We're going through kind of an interesting. That's kind of a relevant topic for a few of the initiatives we have going on here at Jupiter One right now, where we're overhauling our end-to-end testing kind of paradigms and practices. I don't know who this Bob guy is, but he was just like rolling down half of this ramp. And I think, yeah, that's an example of like something that I would love. Whoa, I just got wrecked. I would love to consume that. After you put an article out, do you promote it all, or do you get engagement on it? How do you try to build engagement, or are you just kind of putting it out there and be like, yeah, if people want to see it, then they can?
Yeah, I'd say like I'm not super great at that, but yeah. So like the Human Endeavor one, I did post on LinkedIn. It was like, hey, I wrote this. And I have written a few before. I had like my own blog, and I was using Medium as well. And I scrapped my own blog and moved to Substack. So I got like a couple that I've reposted, but I didn't like promote those because they were already written. But I do plan on promoting the new ones.
Nice.
Somehow.
I wrote a bot that would go and promote my. I write more content on my burger blog than I do related to like anything in tech. Like I review burgers, French fries, and bathrooms. That's it. mightymorsel.hesto2.com. It's a super easy domain. That's why it gets like 1 million views a month. But I wrote a bot that'll automatically like go and post on Twitter and like do a bunch of stuff for me. But then it broke because Twitter API you have to pay for now. I don't care about promoting my burger blog that much. It's for my own benefit, so I don't order the same bag burger twice. We got about 2 minutes left. Sam, in conclusion here, well, normally I turn off the game for this, but we're like here in the final hours, and this is an interesting one. And don't look at please, if you're under the age of 18, don't look at some of these names too closely because there's some NSFW ones on here. Nobody would have noticed that until I said anything, so I apologize to parents out there. But Sam, in conclusion, if I'm a 100X engineer, or I'm trying to be a 100X engineer, how would you recommend I get involved with the community? Should I start creating content? Should I start consuming content? What should I do?
Yeah, that's a great question. I would say start consuming content, but be skeptical of the content you consume.
I like that.
Content, and there's a lot of bad content. So being able to sift through the noise is good.
That is good. I feel like as like a newer engineer, that's like kind of hard to sift through that noise. Do you have any tips on like how I can identify noise from signal or good things from bad things?
Sam wrote it, it's good. If Drew wrote it, it's bad.
Yeah, I don't know. Look for like leaders in the community already, like, you know, like authoritative sources, I guess. Don't take it from any Joe Blow at first. Yeah. So like, I'm not authoritative right now because I've written like 3 articles. So.
When in doubt, ask your parents. I feel like a good like measure you can use, or like a good starting point also is like if you have an engineer that you really admire or you respect that like works on the same team as you, there's all sorts of interesting these things you can do there. Like look at the tools they use, look at how they use their tools, but also like ask them, like, do you have any content that you consume, any conferences you watch on YouTube or attend, any people on Twitter you recommend I follow? Like, please tell me. Or if you don't know, who would know? And that's a great starting point as well. Just like ask. Like your community can be like the macro community of like engineers at large. It can be your team, your squad, like the department you work in. And so there's all sorts of different levels that you can contribute to there. I feel like that was a really good point that I should have introduced earlier, and I could have structured that episode off of that. The different levels. Because you can talk to your own company and everything as well. Damn it. Well, 41-minute brain is better than 29-minute brain here. So, Sam, thank you so much for joining us, man. This has been a pleasure. I've learned. Hopefully all of our 100Xers on the show have learned as well, our 2.4 million viewers. Let's give a round of applause to Sam Hall, everyone. Tyler, I think we have a slide with Sam's, with a link to Sam's brick. Is that what it's called? Brick?
Yeah, brick. Yeah, thank you for having me. And yeah, if you want to subscribe, please do.
Yeah, I'm going to subscribe right now, actually. All right, Sam, thank you, dude. And we will chat with you soon. Have a good one.
All right, thank you too. Bye, guys.
See you, Sam.
I'm always worried when I push them off the stage that like Tyler and I are going to overlap and accidentally push them off and then bring them back on, which I kind of hope is going to happen. Like I think it has happened, and it's always kind of a joy. It's 100X brand.
On brand.
Very much on brand. Next episode for 100X Engineering is March 14th. Happy birthday to one of my close friends. We got a clapping emoji from Julia there. Happy Pi Day also. Oh man, that makes the next intro super easy. I feel so far away, but there's only 28 days in February. Be sure to hit us up at 100xengineering@jupiter1.com. Refer your friends or enemies if you want to bless them or curse them with being on the show with Drew and myself. Suggest some games to us. I've got a ginormous backlog of games for season 2 of 100X Engineering, but I'm always open to suggestions. Tell us about how you were already a 10X engineer and why you think being a 100X engineer is redundant. I would love to hear more about that as well. Feel free to come on the show and tell us all about that. And Drew, any other announcements? Anything else you want to tell the world before we sign off?
No, that sounds good. You did mention 100X engineering.
You said you would get a fact for everyone.
Oh, you want to hear my fact?
Yeah, let's hear the fact. I didn't think you actually were able to deliver, so you're calling.
So my fact is a little creepier than the fact we found, but I found that researchers from Columbia University Medical Center have implanted lab-grown skin onto irregularly shaped mice limbs, meaning they can now grow skin in various shapes, such as a glove, in order to replace the skin on your hand. I don't know why you're laughing, Carter. This is a breakthrough in medical technology.
That's so offbeat. Let's roll credits. I think that's good. Let's roll the credits.